Welcome to Beverly's. My name's Kathy, and today we're going to make a treat tube rabbit that's going to look something like that. This is pretty much everything you're going to need. Don't forget the bags of Jelly Bellies. And you're going to also want to print out the pattern. I like to do mine on cardstock because it's a little bit easier when it comes time to trace. So get all those little pieces cut out, and then you're going to want to trace those onto your foamy sheets. So when those are all traced out, you're going to have a face, ears, feet, and a basket. So let's start with the face. And I like to take a piece of scrap paper and practice drawing my face. If you use the fine tip of a marker, I make a J and then kind of a backwards J. So let's do that again. Draw a J and then a little backwards place. Alrighty, let's try it right here on our face. Down at the bottom, in the center, do a J, then a backwards. There you go. Alrighty, let's move on to the whiskers. If you take the 4-inch piece of floss and then 3 2-inch pieces, lay that in the middle, you kind of have a little bundle there. Whoops. Then pull up your 2 ends and tie that twice. So you're going to have a knot. And it's going to look something like this. So if you put that on your face, you're going to want to take a pair of scissors, trim this edge, trim over here, and your whiskers are going to look something like that. Glue a little nose on. Tell you what, I like using this Beacon's 3-in-1 Advanced Craft Glue because it dries really quickly, it dries clear. I like it much better than Elmer's or tacky glue, something like that. So glue those 2 things, and then don't forget the wiggle eyes, get those in place, and your face is going to look like this. I'm all glued on, ready to go. Let's say, how about we do the hat next? Take your little straw hat, and if you look around the edge, you're going to find probably a rough spot, and it's usually where the pieces go together in the back. I always want to make sure to not have that in the front part. So turn that around to the back. Take your ribbon, this is about 24 inches, fold it in half. This middle section, this is where you're going to glue it onto the front of your hat. You're going to put a dab of glue here and on each of the sides, and bring your ribbon around, have it glued on those sections. When you get it around here to the back, this is where you're going to want to attach your ears. You've got a glitter side to your ears and you've got the plain back side. This doesn't seem right, but you want to put the glue right here on the front of your ears, because then you put it at the back of your hat and tie this around in a bow. And it's going to look something like that. So we've got that hat done. We've got the face. Let's move on to the little basket here. First thing is to take your little green leaves that we've got here, and I place them something like that. So why don't we go ahead, peel the back off, and actually get this thing stuck together. If I can get the back. Here we go. Alrighty. Place that there. We'll peel off the back of this one. And put it right there. Now, you're going to notice back here, this is all sticky. Just leave that. I'm going to tell you something to do with that later. We've got 3 flowers. That's about what fits on this basket. I like the little jewels, some little gems from Kaiser Craft, so I stuck those on mine. And you can arrange your flowers on here any way you like, but I'm probably going to go with something like that. And I have one that's all finished right here to show you what that looks like. There we go. Next, need some arms. So if you take one of your pipe cleaners, 12 inches, you're going to fold it in half and snip it right in the middle. End up with one that looks like this. If you come up here, let this little arm hang over your basket just a tad and bend it back. Don't hurt yourself on that sharp edge. Then bring this pipe cleaner around over here. Have it hang over the edge a little bit and bend it back also. Okay, we got a basket with arms. Next, let's get this vase glued on. You've got a tube, you filled it with Jelly Bellies. You want to check your placement. First of all, on this little tube, there's going to be a seam on these edges here. You want to make sure that that seam's not going right down the middle of your face. So I like to make sure that it's on the edges here. Put your face on, and it's not a bad idea to check your placement, because if you have your face up too high, then your hat covers your eyes. If you've got it too low, you've got too much forehead up here. So about a ½ inch down, right about where you can see the lid start. You're going to put glue on the back of it and then hold it. You might even be able to hold it with one hand and eat Jelly Bellies with the other hand while that dries. I've got one here that's all dry and ready to go. Next thing is to put the basket on. Slide this down in here and bring it up. Check the position. That's probably about where I want it. Do you remember when I talked about the back was sticky? That's going to work perfect, because if I just press, it attaches right to my basket. Then, I should say attaches to my clear tube. Then kind of bend your arms here a little so that you've got your placement just the way you want it. Bend them at the wrist. There we go. That's looking a little bit more like a bunny rabbit. Now, oops, this guy needs to have some toes. So, take your fine marker and put 2 little lines there. Give them some toes, and do the same over here. Perfect. We are almost done. Put some glue right in here. Set him or her right on top. Put the hat on. Are we done? I think we've got one last thing, and that is a little tail back here. So let's put some more glue on that little pom-pom. This part's the easiest of all. Stick it right back there. And you are all set with a treat tube rabbit. Thanks for stopping by.